Hey guys, ID here. Welcome to the sixth episode of Design Journal. In this episode, we're gonna discuss some tips and tricks for Adobe Illustrator.
You got to let it go.
So using Illustrator is all about trying new things and experimenting, in my opinion, because it gives you like so much options that you have to experiment yourself to get used to it. But here are some tips and tricks that I want to share with you guys that I personally use and have found out either by some other tutorial or experimenting by myself. So there are 5 tips and tricks that I'm going to share today, and let's get into it. So the first trick that I want to share with you guys is something that you probably would know if you use Illustrator, but if not, it's all cool. I'm gonna show you, and it's called outline mode. So what it basically is like when you draw some shapes in an Illustrator. I'm gonna show you in a second. There you go. Like I draw a circle, it's like a complete shape. Okay, and now basically what I have to do is like I just copy and pasted that one, and I made another circle inside of it. Now I can't see the inner circle because both of them are filled. So like if I'm this is the way, like if it's here, basically I can't see the other part of it. So like there are multiple ways to do it. One is like you just select them all and hit Shift X, which will switch the stroke and fill colors, but we don't want that. What we do want is called outline mode. So if you're on a Mac, hit Command Y, or if you're on Windows PC, hit Control Y, and you'll be greeted with this screen. So what it does is basically it gives you the outlines of all the shapes. So no fills, no effects, just the outlines of the shapes. And this comes really handy when you're drawing something like I just showed you. Like if there were like two circles in one inside the other, you can see it in the outline mode, while you cannot in the normal preview mode. So the second tip that I want to share with you guys is also very famous. It's called snapping. You can find it inside of this view, and snap to point, and you turn on the smart guides basically. And what they do is if you were to go into outline mode so you can see it better, you can actually, like if I want this smaller circle to be on this edge, like the center of this circle to be on this particular edge of this circle. So like if I turn off the smart guides, what I have to do is I have to do it manually, which is it's not perfect, okay? But if you want mathematically accurate results, you need to go and turn on them. These are on by default, but sometimes they're not. So then if you do this, it just automatically snaps to different places, and when you're satisfied, just let it go and it's done. So I basically copied it like this. So this is super easy with the help of smart guides. So the third tip I want to share with you guys is actually a tool which is very useful in my opinion, and it's really great as well. So what I want to do with this shape now is like these are two completely different shapes, and I want to combine them into one shape. Okay, so my options are basically like I select them and I go into the Pathfinder windows and I hit unite, so then they are single shapes. Okay, one way of doing it. Now another way of doing it, which is something that I prefer, is actually I select them both and then I hit Shift M, same for Mac and Windows. And what you do is now basically when you hover over these shapes, it will shade them. So like you're selecting this area right now, and if I want this area and this area to be combined, I just simply drag and this becomes one shape now. If I want all of them to be a single shape, it's this. Okay, but if I want this to be minus or this to be subtracted out of it, I'll hit Option on my Mac or Alt on your Windows PC if you have it, and then if you click on some area, it will be subtracted out. So now if you were to come out, you'd see this is a shape and then this is a shape, but that part has been cut out of it. So this is the shape builder tool. So the next tip that I want to share with you guys is called the touch type tool. So it's a really nice tool. I'll show you how to use it. So basically you have to write some text, like I write hello, and then let's just make it bigger so you can see it easily. Okay, Now, what if I want a certain change to just this E? Okay, what the normal text tool allows me to do is change the font or the font style and the size. But if you want more customization, you just select it and you go over here, where it says touch type tool, or you just hit Shift T on your keyboard. And now when you come and select an alphabet, or it will just bring these 5 dots. So if you move this, it will space it out. Okay, now this one is just freehand. You can move it up or down or here, like the way you want it. This one is adjusting the width of it, if you want to make certain alphabet wider than the others. This one is resizing, like you hold shift and resize, so while maintaining the aspect ratio. This one is the height, so it just adjusts the height. Then this one is for the rotation, so if you just want this to be rotated or that way, that's totally up to you. So this tool comes really handy when you have to just modify certain text effects. And yeah, the best thing about it is, like, if I were to rotate it like this, the text is still editable, so I could still write like I don't know, hello maybe. But yeah, so text is still editable, you don't lose that attribute, plus you have the effects, so that's great. So the last tip that I want to share with you guys today is something called stroke profiles. So basically what it does is, like, let me show you. Like if I draw a circle, sorry, if I draw a circle and then I like remove one anchor point out of it, now this is like fill, so I hit Shift X, so it becomes stroke. Okay, and then if I were to go into this strokes window, if you don't see it, you go to window and hit strokes, stroke, yeah, and this will open up. So here, as you can see, you can change the weight, but this is not what we are interested in. We are interested in here. It's called stroke profile. So what you can do here is, like, you can apply these kind of effects directly to the stroke. These are effects, so they won't show in the outline mode. But like if you want to get something like this, so now what you can do is, let me just quickly show you what I mean by that. So it's like this, one side, and then this, something like this. If you want to make something like this and you need these things, you can definitely use stroke profiles to get these shapes. You don't need to draw circles and everything. Okay, and then once you're good, like, these are effects still. If you want to convert them into shapes, you just go here to object and expand appearance, and once you hit them, these are shapes, and now you can easily use them as shapes. So there you go. So these are some tips and tricks that I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope they were valuable, and if you learned something new, please let me know. I'd also love to hear what tips and tricks you guys use. You can mention them in the comments below, or message me on any of my social media. I really love to have a conversation with you guys. And yeah, that's it. Stay tuned, because more stuff is coming really soon. Okay, bye.
You got to let it go.